armor, but I know my weapons are gonna be carnal to win this warfare. They mighty through Yahuwah, cause in the end, I look to be with him, a troop way better than Hawaii and Aruba. Imagine you staring down the barrel, right up on your shooter, delete you using a finger, like he typing on computers. Kill you in cold blood that you die, but in the future, the heritage of his people will rise up to see your shine.
No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with Yahuwah, the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time. No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with Yahuwah, the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time. Just where you at, where you take it or where you run. Rain gon' fall,
but it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
Storm gon' come. Your storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run. Rain gon' fall,
but it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro. Yeah, I don't need no umbrella. Don't wanna get soaked, but rain help the growth for this young fella. If I'm gonna race, I remove the weight so I can run better. Posted, I'm on the wall like a corner stove with them slum dwellers. Waiting all the way from the night down to the morning. Awaken from my mood that I might not be found snoring. Cats complain when it's downpouring, it sound boring. But in Aleph Malakim, all Yahoo allow for the covenant to our arm. He gave the first and the latter. To all of Yasha all, plus the dispersing is scattered. Yeah, the storm's gonna come, and some can turn to disaster or stand through it. See the sun come return thereafter.
Storm gon' come. Your storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run. Rain gon' fall,
but it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
Storm gon' come. Your storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run. Rain gon' fall,
but it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
If storm gon' come and rain gon' fall, make sure your heart is anchored. Unless you sure a different way, and then you'll be in danger. If you's a sheep, you better make your way back to the manger. Let that avenger find you unaware in his anger. That's danger to play around with the Mashiach. Can't turn away from your sins, despite the thing that he dropped. Just to be strong enough to own his back, carry your sins. Then climb the top of a mountain just so you can make it in. Man, come on. How you gon' sit and make excuses? You never heard one from the man that healed you with his bruises. Chosen to take affliction when he can do all that he chooses. But in the end, his trust was you to not choose him is foolish. Your storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run. Rain gon' fall,
but it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
Storm gon' come. Your storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run. Rain gon' fall,
but it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
Storm gon' come. Rain gon' fall.
We blasting off like Kim Jong-un. Call me Rocket Man, the dweller among a cob. Lighting up with your Hootie clan. Get lit on a hill. Our aura ain't hard to see, so we ain't tipping bottles. We ain't blowing trees. They say AC, you mighty strange. We see you changing the way you glow. I'm shining bright and cush like two, no comment. Dig on what I know. Savage like Randy, you know I'm the cream of the crop. We dancing in the cosmos when you look up Yahoo Demo top. We rep that second Shamayim. Armstrong was dreaming. You say he landed on the moon. You stupid niggas dreaming. You see that bright light? That's just me beaming. A shooting could cop that leave you sinner niggas leaning. Lame preaching Sunny D. Unleash the power of the sun. Ain't nothing sweet about us. World get lit when Yahuwah come. A consuming fire. All the stubble weeds are done. My aura shining everywhere. There ain't no place for you to run. Come up a little higher while there's some time to get it right. Step above the rest. Sitting high so they can see our light. I'm feeling virtuous. My light don't go out when it's night. Yahudim could cop. Who else gon' rise up while it's still your night? He's coming with clouds for us all. It won't be long. Watch me levitate. We outta here. Yahudi cool car. We're changing at the twinkle of an eye. It won't take long. We blasting off like some astronauts. Yahudi cool car.
Thank you for tuning in to ZMR Radio. We have another hot Samara from none other than Big Cookie. Coming at you live from 1419 Old McDonough Highway.
Big Cookie. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Send it go. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Send it go.
I'm at the synagogue 3 days a week. Even more when we come for the feast. Trumpet sound and then we rise on our feet. Preparation for when you hit the scene. On the cloud, riding real clean. Yehudi gang better join the winning team. Get down or lay down, you know what that means. I'm on the gas, no brakes, like I was a fiend.
I can only speak for me cause I'm locked in. Waiting for that rudder to come to drop in. If you gon' be saved, ain't no stopping. But you can call me a child, I'm in the top 10. Preacher cry loud like a cymbal. Gotta let that weight in the single. At the end, Lala send with that bingo. But then you can find with my kinfolk. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Send it go. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Send it go. You can find me at the sun again. To the day I go to be with the sun again. I oil done shine, so gonna run again. You can't comprehend the mouth, so you dumb again. The way of y'all sending God just like refuse. But you're on the outside like some refuse. If I had your spot, I'd be pressed too. You an experiment, nothing but a test too. And if you're Christian, you irrelevant. Don't give a F about your Jesus like a celibate. You try to hold us captive, but them chains rent. Preacher teachers that own it, no time to change rent. You don't agree with a mouse, so we can walk together. I'll be with the Yahoo Dame, you can check my schedule. If you ain't hear me, you can play that back. But let me take a time to tell you where I be at. Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go. Send it go. Send it go. Tryna get that roof up, gotcha. Send it go.
phone, don't bother me. Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadid. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me.
Hey man, this track right here ain't for everybody. This track right here only for those that know that you've been in the captivity of sin, but Yahushua HaMashiach that came to loose you.
We get time for Yahushua, the lion of Yahudah, and prevail the legend, see the fresh our glory, hallelujah. We get turned down, we get turned down, we get turned for Yahushua, the lion of Yahudah, and prevail the legend, see the fresh our glory, hallelujah. We get turned down, we get turned down.
Be time for Yahushua while we getting litty in this place. Yahuwah is our keeper, still we keep that blicky on our waist. This is how you party, follow lead and let me demonstrate. 2 hands, pump them in the edges like you lifting weights. Listen straight. When Big Cookie and J Rich is spitting Yahoo thing, gotta look clean. Oh yeah, it's more than just religion, it's a lifestyle. How we cut, they think we in the fitness tough. What these Christians isn't us. Man, these niggas different. What? GTP got it tatted inside of me. A pistol written on my life, something natural I can see. Synagogue is where I be, and that's at least 3 times a week. Even more when our people come home for the Muhadi. Who I be? Oh, I'm just Jahi, but you can call me rich, call me winner, top contender. You won't see me call it facts. Light a match up on this track because this song is lit. Ride the beat for Allah and return like I caught a flip.
We get time for Yahushua, the lion of Yahudah, and prevail the legend, see the fresh our glory, hallelujah. We get turned down, we get turned down.
If you want that cookie, turn up, Charlene, go what? Them rockets come down, and you thought spins, but guess what, nigga? I'm back now. Stepping up to the challenge, never back down. Yeah, it got tight, but I know I couldn't tap out. Why? GTD, that means to the death, you gotta press it. But that ain't always easy, cause your hardest fight might be yourself. That day he gave me this mind today. Pull back your praise, I get mine today. Could've been doing all types of things with the bucket, man, took that old mind away. Rich, got all the hands raised in here. Turn up their track and let's praise in here. The boat in Yahushua, I'm making the fear. Better chant quick. The end is near. Can't nothing hold you captive once you loose by Yahushua. So when this hook drops again, let me see you get looser for Yahushua. The bend, the dollars to make it in. The one who hung and died for us and took away our sin.
We be fighting for Yahushua, the lion of Yahudah, and prevail the legend, see the fresh our glory, hallelujah. We get turned down, we get turned down, we get turned for Yahushua, the lion of Yahudah, and prevail the legend, see the fresh our glory, hallelujah. We get turned down, we get turned down.
When we get turned up.
Oh shoot, yo, it's 7 p.m. Yo, I got the roll, cuz.
Back roll.
Y'all, 7 p.m. time to slide in the service. 7:15, we almost live in person. 7:30, we gonna give them rhymes in the worship. 8 o'clock, we stop, it's time to dive in the verses. Chapter in the book, we look, finding our purpose. The fine print connect without writing in cursive. These girls spend time, go pricing them purses. So worth way more than the price of a Birkin. I'm learning, you can go out splurging, get these things. But what's the point? You ain't saved, your sin remain. They look at cool and wanna shift the blame. But now you got space, go and make a different change. And if you don't, well, then it's a shame. Sinners want to vibe, I'm on a different wave. Niggas headed to the pit of rage. Driving down the highway to hell, who's gonna tell them go and switch your blades? Huh? And if we tell them where they listen still, all they care about spinning blocks and hitting drills. We used to worry about lynch mobs and getting killed. The feeling now my own people turn me to Emmett Till. We sat down and we ate, it's time to flip the bill. Oh, you ordered Qatar? That's an expensive meal. And Yahuwah ain't forget, he just kept passing on the debt while we slept, he gave us Benadryl. Now Allah, he ain't waking us up. Yehudi first. If you ain't that, you taking a dump. We was under the hood, you just spacing the trunk. Meaning we keep this thing moving, you just space for the junk. Nigga, go and get it right while it's still a chance. Stop spinning around, you ain't a ceiling fan. Yeah, you need a ruach in that inner man before you punch out of that clock of life and kick the can. Don't need to have a hook to say my song is tough. I'ma let you go, I know I held you long enough. Your Hootie gang to death, that's all we got is us. Leave these snakes in the back and let them wash my dust. Your Hootie gang to death, that's all we got is us. Leave these snakes in the back and let them wash my dust.
Yeah, Hootie gang till death. It's a movement.
Behold my face in the Lord liberty. I can't manipulate reflection. My correction will deliver me. I can't let my fear grow into my misery when I have the tools to defeat it in my memory. So I calculate my steps and abide on the ship with my apostle like it's written, and get out of myself and rid the pride that is hidden in my heart of the depths and the thoughts of me quitting till there's none left. Cause I begin to build, and I won't be the mockery of these monkey niggas flocking me and get me killed and get caught on the outside where they got the blind lead the blind like driving without eyes. And you're bound to collide in the intersection without a shepherd and a guide. You got no direction, no strong tower, no protection, no power on the second resurrections. Why I'm pressed. Before I close my eyes, I gotta know if I should die, I wanna find rest for my soul. If I believe the word that I have heard, obey the laws that I observe, with my whole heart and sin is first, then I deserve only by the word, only by the word, only by the word, only by the word.
Why is it we don't stay consistent when it comes down to living right? Everybody here, you have to consider where you at and what you're willing to do in order to obtain the spirit. Everybody here, you can't be so willing to just throw away everything you got when you consider the way. Y'all hear me? Everybody gonna be pressured, everybody gonna be tested, everybody gonna be tried, but it'll make you after a while.
If I remember my creator in the days of my youth, then he won't forget my labor of love and the truth, and it fits like a glove. My life is a proof. I'm denouncing the thugs and the things I used to do, and it's embarrassing before the altar. And my confession that I'm sharing of the things I got away with caught me an illness that I deal with. Now I take a pill for that and a pill for this. With no healing medicine, the bruise is incurable, but living by the word make me durable. My past inexcusable, man. Living perfect is the plan. The word will find me blameless in the sight of man. If I maintain this word, perfect picture, I can frame this. I can hold Yahuwah to his word. In his promise, I can claim it. I don't sleep well, not knowing, cause it's dangerous. Instead of going to hell, it's a chance I could change it. Before I close my eyes, I gotta know if I should die, I wanna find rest for my soul. If I believe the word that I have heard, obey the laws that I observe, with my whole heart and sin is first, then I deserve only by the word, only by the word, only by the word, only by the word.
Yeah, Hootie gang till death. It's a movement.
Yeah, J Rich, YG, we back. How we roll, huh? This is how we roll, huh? is how we roll. Stand 10 toes down, never fold. We don't fold. Only here for the saving of our soul. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. Ask for your help, now get it on our own. Navigation set and our destination home. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. They desire to get the sheep in these city streets. Wanna see you slack and get caught lacking, you getting fleeced. Wolves on the hunt, they found Yahusha, send the meat. He became the meal and yet still was the centerpiece. I paint the picture you call, I'm making it clear. Dinner was on it too, they was stripped naked, they stared. Only way this could happen, they table was made a snare. Accomplish the things Dawood already said in prayer. Where 69th division of Tahalim, it was written by the mouth of our great Nabaim, yeah, he penned it. Shaul came and confirmed, gotta be second witness. No excuse for the world where Elohim can condemn it. Yeah, look, every eye gonna see him and I believe it. Daystar hit the scene in his 90 next to the heathens. Eternal fire, he heated. They crying and they bereaving. Drive by on the cloud, we riding and screaming. This is how we roll. Stand 10 toes down, never fold. We don't fold. Only here for the saving of our soul. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. Ask for your help, now get it on our own. Navigation set and our destination home. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. Sleepy niggas go and take your neck. The main ones who be saying they don't take all that. Be the same ones hating, they be fake or cat. Because Yahusha gave his life and he ain't draw back. That's how we roll. Every decision about his soul, but the world don't give a f. Them niggas out of control. But me, I go consider get wisdom out of the scroll. Don't wanna burn when I get up, be kicked up out of his foe. Yeah. And since my sight is limited, hard to see like driving at night out of that tinted whip. But I got a preacher who make it plain. My vision fits, easy to follow and read. That's good penmanship. It's benefits that come with serving the lamb. Would it be eternal kai? I won't burn in the end. Might catch me on 20, I'm swerving the bins. But in this lane, the only thing I be curving is sin. This is how we roll. Stand 10 toes down, never fold. We don't fold. Only here for the saving of our soul. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. Ask for your help, now get it on our own. Navigation set and our destination home. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. This is how we roll.
AC nigga, but check Josh. Said we stepping out the frame. Said we stepping out the frame. Said we stepping out the frame. I said we stepping out the frame. I said breathe it. Step up so you can walk through the pearly gates. Get the picture now before it's too late. Oh wait, they ain't feeling this. Okay, I'ma kill 'em with a remix. Step up so you can walk through the pearly gates. Get the picture now before it's too late. Oh wait, they ain't feeling this. Okay, y'all gon' kill 'em with a remix. Dumb niggas still playing in the same game. They get stepping out, nigga, tear down the train. You see that I thought a bell would ring. Well, I gotta break these dollar niggas down cause they need to change. Shema shut so I stay on my grind. Hit the bars like wine, they get better with time. Being cleansed with my yin detoxing the mind. I'm strong in Kadash, our aura gon' shine. Was exercising sin, man, I thought I was flexing. Had a life full of errors with no teacher to check it. Got my life in the sin, I was destined to wreck it. I was headed for a throttle in the wrong direction. Till y'all took the wheel, cause my life was a trip. So I hopped out like I'm ghost riding a whip. And I took the back seat, had to change my position. Now, I'ma show these little niggas how to transition. I put sin down, confessing my fault. Shahusha's guiding my feet, now I know how to walk. To stay in this kind of bar hitting my heart. Now my chest lighting up like I'm Tony Stark. Separate sinners from Kadash, let my yin depart. Y'all's coming like a flood, I'ma stay in the ark. No water but fire, all sorrow when they see this. They see what? Yahusha killing with a remix. Step out so you can walk through the pearly gates. Get the picture now before it's too late. Oh, wait, they ain't feeling this. Okay, I'ma kill 'em with a remix. Step out so you can walk through the pearly gates. Get the picture now before it's too late. Oh, wait, they ain't feeling this. Okay, y'all gon' kill 'em with a remix.
Stepping out the frame was hard to picture. I couldn't see it with my eyes, it was dark and tinted. Not to mention the part from the start to finish, cause it was hard to tell a vision of a sharper image. Now my heart is entity, but rock my soul and cause my toes to stand in the parts unknown. Now I'm taught what the fathers know, so my faith is I bang with Kadash, cause I'm not alone. I got my bow, Yahushua said to carry my tool. The bar is so conducive that I'm bearing my fruit. Now the plan is to dwell in the truth, so I better improve, spreading my roots so I'll never be moved. See, I was beasting in the field like a Nebuchadnezzar. My mind was scattered, now we back to put the seven together. I was facing edges of weapons for neglecting the letters, even rested upon the first but not the seventh, and better and settled forever. I'm at the synagogue on Shabbat on my watch, trying to get to that debauch in the rock. Down the middle like Mashah as he gathering the flock to the stock, as he feeding the bar to our hearts by the rivers of Maim. I'm trying to get a taste, pick a place, either that or in a lake with the flames, and I hope I can escape in the day so I get to sit calm and recalm, cause it's Yah's will embrace. Like,
Step up so you can walk through the pearly gates. Get the picture now before it's too late. Oh, wait, they ain't feeling this. Okay, I'm a killer with a remix. Step up so you can walk through the pearly gates. Get the picture now before it's too late. Oh, wait, they ain't feeling this. Okay, y'all gon' kill 'em with a remix. Step up so you can walk through the pearly gates. Get the picture now before it's too late. Oh, wait, they ain't feeling this. Okay, I'ma kill 'em with a remix. Step up so you can walk through the pearly gates. Get the picture now before it's too late. Oh, wait, they ain't feeling this. Okay, y'all gon' kill 'em with a remix.
So special.
Yeah, yo, flashback to my old ways and my past acts. And past raps was fraught and talking about cash stats. Doing things that fit and still I got laughed at. Now I'm full grown, no kidding, nigga, I'm past that. I slept around and messed around, reckless child. Fornication, no marriage, leaving the bed to file. Then I found the wife, thought I was settled down. Took her in along with the kid, thought I was heaven bound. Feet planted on level ground, was far from it. My foundation was shook, look, it started crumbling. My thoughts running, I had to make a decision. She wasn't all the way with it, but to this way I'm committed. So I had to split through all of it, was taught suffering. To this day I can truly say I lost nothing. A newer me, not the man that I used to be. That each died, no casket, it I'm like the man on the movie screen playing the role. But look how the director gave me control. Call it lucid dream, a quicker beam. But now Shamash rule and lead. Ruach come in as human being.
My whole life has changed.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not the man.
I'm joking. Ready? All right. Whew. A rough one there. Oh, man. All right, good to see the few, the far and in between. I do to the Most High, I get to sound the Teruah, get to preach, and I get to count money. It's my type of day today. Listen, I don't glory nobody's downfall, but when I get a text message and I realize, man, it only gonna be Sheriff Malcolm here, Big Unc ain't gonna be here, and Big Pop ain't gonna be here. Whoa, man, it is a mega conference. Yeah. But some of my biggest fans aren't here, which hurts me too. And no offense to you guys, I got certain people to text me, and Big Lee's on my Big Lee's one of them private disciples. You know what I'm saying? Like when Big Pop ain't around, let them know like, hey, I got you, man, we good. But he'll change up quick. I ain't mad at him for it. But man, I miss everyone from the Moor. Did you guys have a good Moor? Did you guys enjoy it? All right. I know I did, man. It was everybody one of the best. I mean, they all have been great. But you know, I've had Moors where it's been like, man, this is a rough one because behaviors, whatever the situation may be. You got your Moor where you feel great. This is one of those that just felt great mentally. And I did not want it to end, but it don't have to. Like we got a chance to teach before. It really ain't supposed to end if you're doing it the right way. This is every day. They're not really supposed to end. Anyways, you know, it should be ongoing with your lifestyle. But yeah, it's good to see the few people that's in here. Man, there's a chance for a mega conference, and I ain't got, man, downsize, man. When that power get in, you just ready to like, let's shout, everyone get up. And no one's here. But man, that's tight. Woo, that's all right. Where's Chelsea? That's one of my biggest fans. Is she here? That's tight. Well, not everyone's serious like they claim to be, but for those watching in, I got a small crowd, so the good thing is this could go either way. I'm gonna preach for a long time because we, you know, it's just a few of us here, or it's gonna be a Wednesday sermon, probably be a Wednesday sermon. Message, not sermon, message. Oh, there goes one right there. One who does not want to hear me preach ever. One of them Israelites back there. No. But yeah, I'm just happy. I'm excited to be up here. I always am. And I'm excited to see everybody. I miss everyone already. And just excited, man. Really happy. Are you guys happy to be here, or just kind of? It might just be me. I want y'all to be happy to come. Because I really, man, ushers, can you help the visitor, please? Which initial you had? You had J or W? You had W. All right, yeah. All right. Always a cokehead in the building. If it ain't Hayward, it's another one. But you know what? I apologize. I'm sorry. Because I know she meant a lot to you, and if that was, you said somebody I apologize. Allegedly, we don't know what the truth was. But yeah, I mean, I just had a desire to be here. Like I talked to you guys before, like what is your real desire? And that's not something you can just pop up and say, oh, I just desire that. That's an opportunity for you to really be open and honest with yourself to say, what does I really want? And you know what you want, in a sense. You know, you already know what it is you really want. Just like when you go to a restaurant, you order something, you got a taste for something, you know what you want. You can't just lie and say, man, if you're trying to eat healthy, as they say. Like for me, I try to cut back on beef. I used to eat a lot of beef, so I try to cut back on that and dairy. But I really want it. But for a little while, which I've been standing, my desire to not do it has been greater, if that makes sense, because my actions show forth I be eating less beef and eating less dairy, but which is just a natural example. That desire outweighs the other desires, not to say the desires aren't there. So knowing what you want really is the opportunity for yourself to be honest with yourself, say this is really what my desire is, but is that the right desire, or should that be where it should be? Is that at the right priority level? And that's why I say I'm happy to be here, always able to get here, but especially when you get a chance to do your job, because it's exciting to do. It's a desire. I'm like, man, I'm really excited about that. Not that I'm not excited to be any other time. It's just, you know, you want to do what you do, you want to be good at it, and not that being a preacher means that. And I think we get that backwards. We assume being a preacher means you've done something for Yah, or that you're in a good spot with him per se. But really, it's the other way around. Society kind of got us thinking backwards. It's kind of always been spotlight, fame, money. That's that. So preachers fall into it because they get the fame or the spotlight per se. But we associate that with Yahuwah's good with them. And really, at the end of the day, it's the people that he's good with. You know, Yahushua told him who's greater, them that sit at the table or wait on it. You know, I take my wife out to eat because I want her to be waited on. You know, I want her to get a good experience. And she's like, man, I really like to be the waiter. You know, I really like to. And it's kind of like, you know, this was really about you, you know. So I think sometimes maybe we downplay ourselves that we're not doing something right by Yahuwah if we don't have a position or elevation. It's not really elevation per se. It's more of kind of a what's the word? Depromotion? Excuse me. Is there a depromotion word, or what would be the word for that? Demotion. Depromotion, demotion. All you do is put that pre-syllable and you change that real quick. But it is in a sense. I mean, you know, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be right for you guys. You know, you guys are supposed to get that service. But I think sometimes we just all of us kind of feel like, well, if I get this, that's how I know I'm right with Yahuwah. And that's not necessarily true. Because it's a dangerous position. And, you know, but it's something for you guys to consider. And that's why I ask, you know, is it really your desire to get here and be taught and learn of him? But I'll quit rambling on. Romans 15:4. Go ahead, Chris. I was going to you know what? That's all right. Sons of Thunder we're going to read tonight, but they got other stuff they got to take care of right now. Their plate's really full right now. Go ahead. This is Romans 15:4.
Yes, sir. For whatever Nikatab before, Nikatab Talamadus, so that through endurance and through the Nakum of the Kitabim, we might have Tikva.
So, like we always, you know, we get this every time, and at the end of the day, it's basically, to paraphrase in a short way, the stuff that's already been written, that we've been taught, is supposed to actually comfort us. Other situations that people went through, it's supposed to comfort us. You know, whether we can relate to that, some situations we may not be relate to, but there's enough situations that we should in that book to say, you know, even if you necessarily can't per se, it's kind of like, you know, if I was in that situation, man, I'm not even in that, and I've got a lot on my mind is not, don't even equate to that. We limit Yahuwah so easily. I have little girls. If their dial breaks, an arm snaps off, in their mind, that's the end of the world. That is, you know, what are we going to do? You know, like, Daddy, you know, can you fix, you know, in my mind, like, I can fix this easily. You know, it's real simple, but in their mind, it's a wrap. But that's because they limit what I can do. I can easily say, well, I can easily just buy you a new one tomorrow, even better than what you got, to be honest with you. You're worried, you want me to fix it. I can even do better than that. But I'll fix it if you want me to. You know, boom, we got it. But for that time being, it's a very hard for them to concede or accept, like, man, this is the end of the world for me. And as a grown man, is 40 years on his rights, you look and say, I can assure you a baby doll is the least of your worries. But we do it with Mr. Yahuwah. Because you think about this, you can get sick, and it don't got to be cancer, and your mind gets to running, whatever, I'm going to miss work, I'm going to miss this and that, and now these problems come into play. And we don't even consider from Yahuwah's standpoint, like, sick, like, I can heal that. That's not even an issue for me. You get cancer, and that, honestly, it would be scary for anyone to get something like that. But for him, again, as a human being, you think, man, my life, this is death for me, or is he going to even heal me? What's the chance I'll get healed? And if you got to consider, for him, a man who can say, well, really, I can bring the dead back from life, I really don't understand. I'm really having trouble comprehending what you're concerned about. Am I the one that heard that? I know. Okay, I was saying, man, I'm losing, man. Like, Yahuwah was speaking to me, but I don't know that language yet. But like, man, I was like, man, like, what is that? Like, man, like, I really can say that's a good one. Like, he's speaking to me on the spot. But maybe he gave me a mind, like, that's it. But it's a lot of things we concern ourselves with is a real small thing for him, because when you look at, I can bring somebody back from life, the stuff we can concern ourselves with, man, am I going to die? For him, it's like, I really don't understand what the concern is. I really can just bring you back to life, and you can live forever. Or not forever, but for a but, you know, for eternally. But we are like children in a sense. We don't see it that way. We get worried, and not that that's unnatural. So don't think it's I'm worried if I can't, you know, that's natural. But like Preacher touched on with the Abari men, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, they looked at, if I go in here, I'm not even concerned if he delivers me or not. Like, I'm sure naturally, like, I sure would like that he does deliver me, but to say, if he doesn't, it doesn't change what I know he can do, because there had already been a mind there of, there's something greater than this. Whatever happens to me, I know what he's capable of doing. So that's kind of where, I guess, who I think would want us to get to a point of, like, I think we serve him better. We want to serve him with, if we get more things, I think a lot of us are an assumption that if we have something in a better position, we'll serve him better. I don't know, you guys would agree on that? Or I think, you know, that's not, I do like, man, if I had this, I think I'd be more free to do this. But I don't, the truth be told, it wouldn't. I just be honest with you, it wouldn't. You wouldn't serve him no better. I think if whatever he gives you on his rights, I don't think it's going to equate to you serving him better. Because remember, from his standpoint, that's kind of like, I guess you would say, kind of chump change. It's like, you know, that you're saying if you had a job that you would serve me better, like that's your concern about what you're going to have a job, because I got to support myself. I got to have a place to stay. Got to have clothes on my back. Got to have food. Got to provide. And he kind of looks at the standpoint like, literally, I'm already doing it for you in the situation you're in. And you're concerning yourself with this. And you're thinking if you get this, you'll actually serve me better. You don't have a peace of mind with what you have right now. A lot of us don't even have a peace of mind with Yahuwah right now. So it's hard for me to believe anything he gives you on his Arach is going to give you that peace of mind. I just don't see it. So I think until you can really be accepted of having a peace of mind in your current state, that's why Shaul said, in whatever content, he said, whatever state I'm in, I learned to be content, because when I have things, I've learned this can be taken. And I am paraphrasing this. Don't say he actually said, you know what I'm saying, but the reason he said whatever state he was in, he looked at, I'm I'm good with this situation because whenever what it changes, I have a peace of mind with Yahuwah. When I have something, I'm serving. When I don't have it, I'm serving. Like, I know whatever my situation is, he literally can fix that. And at the end of the day, I'm really looking for something eternal when I get out of here. Like, all this is, like I said before, we're just passing. It's all temporary. We're just passing through. Everything you're going to get that's good is going to come to an end. Solomon, I told you before, had it all, and he could brag above everybody and say, man, listen, I had it all, and got to a point of realizing, man, at the end of the day, man, like, I'm going to lay in the grave next to a fool. I'm wise, I'm going to lay next to a fool. I'm rich, I'm going to lay next to a poor man. He said that we go right to the mosh pot. And none of that's going to equate nothing. Not at all. Again, don't take that as a sin to be rich. Don't take it as a sin to want things. Prioritize them. And understand, again, a peace of mind with Yahuwah above all things is first and foremost. But like the three Abri men, they understood something from a standpoint of, man, honestly, I'm not even worried. Like, you know, it kind of comes off to me, if he don't deliver me, it's almost kind of like they say, man, honestly, I really could care. This ain't going to change that for me. As much as I may want to come out of this and not get burnt, because I'm sure it's going to burn, but man, honestly, this don't change that for me. Because I wasn't really looking for, like, what I have is what I have, but it's going to go. And we, you know, I think we will serve y'all better if we start to get in mind of, man, regardless of my situation, at the end of the day, we came here to serve this man and get saved. Everything else is just deep, like they say, is just in the middle. It's just kind of, okay, I got married, I got a wife, got a house, kids, whatever. Man, at the end of the day, that's all. That comes and goes. But that's why I feel you get your peace of mind. But that's something you really gotta want, though. Give me Philippians 3 and about 13. What time I start? Right at 6:30? All right. Try about verse 13. You know, when Shaul went through all those, Solomon went through all those things that he had and came back to say it was all vanity or just basically pointless, or, you know, conversations similar to that where we're supposed to look at Romans 15:4 and look and go back to those things and realize this gives us our comfort. Shaul actually, I could point out, actually did that. I don't know if I might even be this third chapter, but in fact, I'm pretty sure it is, but that's not even what I wanted. But go to 13 is what I want. But he was actually talking about in this chapter, if you go back up, we don't have to get it now, but he went on to say, really, if any man wants to brag about the flesh, he said, man, I can do it more. He said, I'm of the tribe of Benjamin. He said, I'm Abari. He said, I'm a Parashim. He said, really, at the end of the day, he said, man, if we really want to get down to it, he said, we can do this now. We can play this game. But funny thing is, just like Shalom said, but really, at the end of the day, I count it all as law. It really just as dumb. He said, I really just, that has nothing. He even would say he's speaking as a fool a lot of times. When he was going about both things of the flesh, he was going to say, really, I'm speaking as a fool. You know, for the sake of what his point he was trying to make. And he looked at, really, I'd rather glory in the weakness I have. He said, because that's where Yahuwah is going to be made perfect. His strength will be showed out. And so a lot of times our situations, we don't consider that we're more on, I got to get this, get that, then I'll be able to do. And really, Shaul has told us what? The complete opposite. This really situation, you need to be saying, man, if anything, the time I'm good to go now. Like how this goes, I'm good. But this Philippians 3 and 13, go ahead.
My Akeem, I do not consider that I have already laid hold of it, but one of my Dabarim, for I have forgotten what is behind me, and I am reaching out for what lies ahead. I press on toward the goal for the reward of victory, which it is in the telling of the high level by the Elohim in the Mashiach Yahushua.
Yep.
Therefore, whosoever that would be Talmim, so shall be counted to you. And if you think another thought, the Elohim shall also reveal this to you. Only after that we may attain until now, we halak by the same rule from the Darak.
Keep going.
My Akeem, be imitators to follow after me, and look at those who halak so as we are the pattern for us.
Correct. That's why Romans 15:4 we go back, because there was a pattern was set for us. Go ahead.
For many walkers, of whom I told you many times, and now I say to you, even weeping, that they are enemies of the crucifixion of the Mashiach.
Go ahead.
Whose end is destruction, which their mighty one is their belly, and their kabod is in their shame, and their inwards are on the arats things vainly.
You see that? Go back. That's what I wanted right there. I was off a couple of verses, but technically I wasn't because I was talking about what Shaul said, and that was in this chapter, so it all goes the same, so we're good. Still blameless. But this is what he said. He said their mighty one, I don't feel natural doing that, I'm sorry. Their mighty one with their Elohim, because that's what they say, gods or Elohim, they say the mighty one. Someone with authority who's above the average per se. He said it's their belly. Not that they actually worship their physical belly, but if you relate it to food, we have desires of what we want to eat. And we have an appetite. Great word, great word. We have an appetite. So we typically want to fill our appetite. And typically, we have appetites for things that probably aren't healthy or good for us, and that typically weighs out because we're going to eat that more than what we should. But like I was saying earlier, I want to be healthier, so I try to resist the appetite my belly has, and I have a stronger appetite for being healthier, for natural purposes, right? So that outweighs it as of right now. This past 2.5 weeks, probably not so much. But it was a muad, like Dave said, we can break rules on a muad when it comes to food. But they looked at these people's destruction because their Elohim, their God, is their belly because they give in to that desire. And that's the same thing when you look at the same what behaviors is. Do we give in to them desires? Because again, when he talks about your lob, your mind, he's not talking about your physical lob. Your heart does not think. It's a body part. It's not the thinking mechanism. It's not necessarily when you think, man, my lob is in my lob to do. It was in your conscious, in your mind. Your lob was the way you use that is because just like belly, you know body parts. Heart is, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of what they associate with feelings and emotions, even though it's not necessarily feelings and emotions there. It's just that's how they use to symbolize that in a sense. It's vital to your life, you know. But there's other organs are, you know what I'm saying. But when they talk about belly and your lob, they're actually talking about more so your inner desires. And you look at they use belly because, like I said, you have a desire, an appetite when you're hungry. You're gonna eat something. That's why Satan came to Yahushua when he was hungry. He's like, you had an appetite. So he had no doubt a desire to eat something, but he looked at, but my appetite for my Abba's will is greater than that. And that's kind of what we don't, you know, we are. And the funny thing is too, he said their glory is in their shame. And he said in their inwards are on the earthly things. He's talking about earthly things. A lot of people take pride in what they have on as a rise because they have an appetite. I want it all. The money, cars, jewels, clothes, Tim, I want it all. For those who don't know, you don't know. You don't want to. You should have known now. I only know from times past. Times past, not now. But back in the day, I want it all. One of them Poncos, Parasuka. Anyways, if some of you guys don't know that, you got, you know, I don't know. You had to have been lame not to get that one, man. But anyways, we're not gonna go down that road. You don't need to go find out what that is. But man, that's crazy. And among this culture, I should not know about this. This is your culture, you know what I'm saying? Like in the world at least, you know. But just being funny. But it was in earthly things. So again, I can't stress enough. At what point do will you find out honestly what is your real desire, and be honest with yourself and say, you know what, honestly, as much as I want to be saved, I just had this urge, like my mind is more set on how much money I'm gonna make this week, or how's the bill gonna get paid, or man, like, am I gonna get this job? You really know where your desire is really at, and that's where you have to kind of come back and say, okay, all of us kind of come in a situation we came here. I think our desires were for Yahuwah, I would assuming, and kind of like the Rocky song, Eye of the Tiger, we all kind of get to a point and we forget what we were fighting for. We forget what we came for. We forget everything that we really was on the line. That's why you hear us say, man, you forgot what you came here for. You forgot what you're fighting for. You forgot your purpose and goal. And they need that wake-up call sometimes. Eye of the Tiger. Apollo let them know, like, man, you had the eye of the tiger, and man, you lost that. You wanted to be a champion. As soon as you get that pinnacle, man, you letting guys knock you out left, or Clubber Lane come in because Clubber Lane was hungry. For y'all that saw the movie, that man was hungry. Mm-hmm. And he said, Rocky, you lost that. And I think same thing. A lot of us have lost that to a point of that's not really our desire anymore, but can you get that desire back? Can you be honest and say, you know what, I lost my desire. Can I get that back? If that's really what I want to do at the end of the day. But most of us, we follow our belly. And speaking of that, we go, what's that? Yochanan 7:38. 7:30. Start at 7:35. I used to have really good handwriting. For those in Rockdale County, we are voting for Tawanya Smith for Commissioner Post 1, correct? Is that what that is? Am I allowed to do that? Am I allowed to do it from religious settings?
No.
I can't. Oh. That bad. That mess you up? Hope that mess you up. Can y'all delete that? I'm so sorry. I did not know that. I was really trying to do a good thing. We're all here to be saved. If you remember that. Before you hold in my life, I really am sorry I didn't know that. I don't know why. I mean, they bring people.
We can't. A synagogue can't endorse a candidate officially. You can, but the synagogue can't.
Oh, I don't. Listen, for the record, I'm a 1099. I am not on the. I'm a 1099 here. I get to come here and do work. But nonetheless, I'm asking whoever takes place at that position, we want cursive writing back in the school system. I heard they have cursive. They don't teach cursive no more.
No.
That's a waste, man. I don't know. They don't want these kids to learn nothing. Let's go. This is Yukonai 7:35. Go ahead.
The Yaldim said to one another, "Where shall this Ish go that we shall not find him? Shall he not go among the dispersed, among the Goim, and teach the of the Goim?"
Mm-hmm.
What is the bar that he said, "You shall seek me and shall not find me, and where I am you shall not be able to come there."
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass on the last Yom, the great Yom of the Muhad,
Yep.
Yahushua stood and called out, saying, "If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink."
Yep.
One who amends in me, as the Katab said, from his belly shall flow Naharim of Kai Ma'im.
Yep.
He said this about the Ruach, that those who amon in him would receive, because the Ruach was not given before Yahushua was Kabul. When many of the crowd of the Shama this Debar, they said, "Surely this one is the Nabi."
So you already said though. He said, go back up to 7:37. He talked about if anyone thirsts, he said, "Let him come to me." And he might not go on to talk about how he said that rivers of living water would flow out of his belly. He wouldn't say his belly. He's saying whoever believes on me, he said out of your belly is going to flow rivers of living water. Because if Matthew, the 15th chapter, he tell you what goes into a man. He said it'll come out. He said what comes out is actually what defiles this man. It's kind of what they say, you kind of are what you eat in the sense, whatever you eat, this is going to eventually come out regardless what he's saying of the drought. But you're going to regurgitate what you took in. And he looked at, if you believe on me, he said, out of your belly is going to flow rivers of living water. Go down. Well, first he said, if any man thirsts, come to me. Come on. Someone got put on notice. Man, I'm hearing stuff, man. Yes, sir. One who believes in me, as the scripture said, from his. And you know what? Ironically enough, we read this. We kind of read this I don't say the wrong way. Are you guys familiar in Oriah, the 3rd chapter, when it talked about as he began to be about 30 years old, it was as was supposed. If you're not careful when you read that, it sounds like saying supposed that was his age, and that it was literally I believe in parentheses might have been a comma there, but went on to say is actually talking about as supposed was the ben of Yusuf. So sometimes you read something a little too fast, or just sometimes the way things are written, especially with English grammar, it ain't necessarily saying what you may think it's saying. Now, I'm not all saying you're not supposed to believe on Yahusha as the scripture said, because we are. We got a book where it says that it's testifying of me. But believe it or not, how does it actually written? He's saying if you believe on me, this is going to happen, and that's because what the script we're saying this is what the scripture's saying. So you guys follow me on that? You know what I'm saying? So he's basically saying, if you believe on me, then belly's gonna float there, because this is what, in a sense, the Torah teaches. You know what I'm saying? He's basically saying I'm fulfilling books. So it ain't saying we're not supposed to believe him as such. By any means, I'm not disannulling that or anything, because we do need to believe him as it's taught. He said the scriptures testify of me. So it ain't, but sometimes, like when we get definitions, when we read them, we may already know what the word meant, but when we actually see from a different perspective, like oh, and I actually look at the dictionary definition, it kind of opens your insight a little bit. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, it just makes you see things from a different perspective and maybe gives you a little bit more of the intelligence and mind. So, you know what, I didn't look at it from that way, but now that I have, it puts you in a advantageous standpoint of saying, you know what, I can maybe do things differently because of what I've learned. And same thing here. So you look at, believe it or not, he's actually saying like, this is booked. You'll fulfill it if you believe on me. I've got booked that this is going to happen for you. Look at, let's look at Zechariah the 13th chapter, first verse. Other brother get Yeshayahu the 55th chapter. All right, the other brother. I'm trying to keep you guys a little entertained because I know it's Wednesday, and I know, we're tired and it's a lot. We just came off that muad, man, and man, I'm still on it. To be honest with you, I haven't done no work, man. I pull out, don't go. My mind is not to go homeless, but that's why I'm really preaching about if you don't have nothing, because I'm looking saying we might lose our house, but I'm staying at yacht because, man, listen, because I deserve your muad. You know what I'm saying? I still have your muad, so you got to come through for me. But being funny, obviously, maybe not. But Zechariah 13th chapter. Go ahead, Chris.
In that Yom, a fountain shall be opened for the house of Daud and for the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
And he just told them, that's exactly what he came and he said, if any man thirsts, he basically in a sense said, if you really want this water, you come to me, you won't ever get thirsty. You won't have to, the people that it said they fulfill their Elohim is their belly. Because guess what? They have an appetite. It is never going to, even Solomon in the 6th chapter, about the 7th verse of Kahalah, he said that, a man's, all his labor is for him to eat as an appetite. And he said, yet he's never full, which is natural. As a human being, you're going to fulfill your appetite. You're going to get hungry again. Guess what? You're going to get things in this rot that you want to get. Guess what? You'll say you're good, but you're not going to be good. It's going to be the next. I learned that personally. I always would say, if I just had this in my savings, and I got someone leaving. The Israelite church, down the road to the left. Appreciate you. Not being funny with her. But with that being said, I'll say if I had this in my savings, I'll be good. And as soon as I got that, it was always like, okay, but if I can get this now we ain't got to worry about that. That's like savings. This is like savings. This is if I really need, but this is, so, and it's just, that's natural. We're always going to want more. Nothing wrong with that. It just, we let it get the best of us. So he looked at the water I'm going to give you. He said, you won't thirst no more. Like this is, like I will fulfill, if your desire is for me, not me, I'm talking about Yahusha, but if your desire is for him, he's like, no, I have, like I said before, the stuff you concern yourself with really is nothing to me. Like you guys are concerned with, my rent, my mortgage, and this and that. But really, I have something that really, I've got an everlasting, somewhere you can habitate forever, for a long. I keep saying for a long, eternal. I got something better than what you guys are seeking for. But we're not really seeking for that. That ain't really our real desire. Our desire really is here and now. I'll deal with that later. That's how we do life. I'm going to get a high interest rate loan because I will deal with that payment later, but I'm going to flip this now. And then when that payment comes, I should never did it. Bankruptcy. SBA loan. I was like, oh man, listen, the interest rate, man, I did it. Guess what I'm saying now? Man, I should never took that loan out. I'm just being honest because he looked at you got what you said you wanted. You're not satisfied. You're not going to be that way. So ain't saying don't seek things, but at the end of the day, the desire, like I said, coming here on Wednesday should have been that safe haven to say, man, I'm ready to go hear about Yahuwah. Man, it'd be nice if he just came back today, but that's what I said. But anyways, like he said, he opened the fountain to him. He said, hey, if any man thirsts, give me Yeshayahu the 55th chapter. I think the other one I want. Let's see. 55:1, I'm sorry. I think that's what I want. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ho, everyone that thirsts.
Now you know what you was doing, man. You know what you was doing. Hey, anyways, go ahead. Yes, sir. I'm just messing with you, Chris. Go ahead.
Come to the Ma'im, and you who have no money, come, buy and eat. Come, buy wine and milk without money and without cost.
Yep.
Why do you spend money for what is not lakam, and your wages for what does not satisfy.
Yep.
Shama carefully to me, and eat what is tubed, and let your nephash delight itself in fatness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Incline your ear and come to me. Shama that your nephash may kai, and I shall make an everlasting berith with you, the Amunah Rakam of Daud.
All Yahusha did was quoted what this man just said. Come to me if you thirst. They really know there was already booked for what I'm telling you guys. You know, he off the rip saying, look, if you actually come to me, what I'm saying, you have to believe the scriptures. You have to believe them. We let you know, really, this is in your book that, like, if you believe on me, it's written, I'm going to give you something you're not going to thirst for anymore. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to regurgitate that same water. You won't have that same. Think about it. If I'm regurgitating because I'm full, you know what I'm saying? I can't get in. I had too much. And it says, or I've been poisoned, you know what I'm saying? But like sometimes you have too much. But looked at this, you know, it ain't just me talking. Out of your belly, he's like, all I need to do is believe on me. I got the water that never let you thirst again. And you ain't gonna believe it. Out of your own belly is gonna flow flow fountains of living water. But all he did was just quote Yeshayahu.
That's right.
He just said the same thing. Come, if you thirst, come to me. And think about it, they had a problem with it. But you look at, all I did was stick with the book, and that's typically what happens anyways when you stick with the book. People have a problem with it.
That's right.
Give me Yeshayahu 58, about verse 8. It's been 30 minutes. I feel like I've been up here longer than that. I'm good with that. I am good with that. I am good with that, man. 58 and 8, go ahead.
Then your Aura shall break out like the dawn, and your recovery shall speedily spring forth, and your Sadiq shall go before you. The Kabud of Yahuwah shall be your rear guard. Then you shall Kara, and Yahuwah shall answer. You shall Sayak, and he shall say, here I am. If
Go down to drop to 11. Might be too far up. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Go ahead.
And Yahuwah shall continually guide you and satisfy your nephash in drought, and give strength to your bones, and you shall be like a watered garden, and like a spring of Ma'im, whose Ma'im does not fail. Everlasting.
That's what he just said. Come to me. Yeshayahu basically just, all you should do is basically quoted Yeshayahu. Here, there, little. I know some of you got to read the whole thing, and I get people come from that. I'm not trying to even start an argument. But if you look at it, just piece some stuff together, let them go say, look, come to me if you're thirsty. If you do, out of your belly shall flow waters of everlasting waters. There you go. Boom, my man. And if you look at it, that's all he said. He said you're gonna be like a watered garden, and a spring, if I'm correct, y'all help me on a scientist, that comes from underneath the ground, right? So he looked at, he said you're gonna be like a spring of water, is it not gonna fail? So he looked at the water I'm gonna give you, you ain't gonna thirst, it's gonna cause you not to have that same thirst anymore. And at the end of the day, this is gonna regurgitate out of you is ongoing, it's everlasting. But we really hunger for the things that at the end of the day, I'm gonna go to Fogo the child, I'm gonna spend that money. This man said it don't cost a thing, but I'm gonna spend that money at Fogo, and I'm gonna get full. And I'm gonna feel good. When I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna eat. But the next day, guess what? We're gonna have the appetite for Fogo again. Or we're gonna have an appetite for Benny Hine. Wherever we like, we're gonna have that same appetite. And all the man said was, it's kind of funny to me because the stuff I have for you that you will never have to thirst or hunger for again. The man said he's got leaves that heal in your body. You want healing? So I've got that for you. You're worried about, man, what if I get COVID? What if I get sick? Look at, man, I've got a tree that heals all of that for you. But we've got our minds so encompassed with, and I think this too. I think because we've all have made some mistakes, that there's that fear of, is he really going to forgive me? Or do I deserve it? Me personally, that's why I ain't gonna lie, I don't look a whole lot for him. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but I almost at a point in my life where I feel like I really just don't deserve it anyway. So I almost kind of like, man, I'm just really happy to even have a thought process like, man, I got a chance to make it. I feel like it's just to get my mind acclimated to really believing that, man, did he choose me? Because at the end of the day, if this isn't of works, if it isn't of the law, what they say, and it really comes down to his choice, it really is for him to say, I chose you over the next man. And one man can say, man, hold on. Like Hayward told me, he said, if you make it, I know I'm making it. He said, if preacher got you in the medical, he said, just I know I'm in there. And it's funny. But the thing is, it's going to be kind of how it is in a sense to where we're going to grade, or people grade themselves by people, but at the end of the day, this man is saying, I'm making these choices. No more than a father or a mother, when they can choose. I'm going to the store, child, hey, I want to go. I'm only taking one of y'all. They're going to make that final decision. And whether the child likes or not, I'm making a decision. We don't have a time limit of, well, if I repent, I have to at least be living right for 3 years before, versus someone saying I've only been living right for a month, so I probably ain't going to make it. At the end of the day, that's why the man let him know, I really look at the lives. I know that repentance you got, I know if that's just a month of repentance, or if I know that's for the rest of your life. I already know before the game. Because if I already chose you, I know what fruit you're going to bear. I didn't make no sense to plant you, and I don't know what fruit you're going to bear. Right. We just have a hard time believing it, understandably so. So I do think we struggle with the mind of having that confidence in Moot, because even if I do believe he resurrects the Moot, when he gets me, is it going to be for the right, am I going to get that reward? But I guess that comes down to the real belief of, do I really believe you're making these choices? And that's something I think at the end of the day, what really helps you with that too is the stuff he puts in your life, that's what you're really supposed to be doing. Because that's what, at the end of the day, you're going to do it anyway. That's why people get that mind of, well, if it's all in his hands, I might as well not do nothing. And I tell people, they ask me, I said, that's the money he gave you. It makes sense. What? That's the money he gave me? You said it, not me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you're lying to yourself, because most people say they really don't believe that. They'll say that, but the thing is, it's like, well, if you really feel it, you might as well just kill yourself now. Why go through life the way it is? But they really don't. That's why I always tell people, quit lying to yourself. Listen, you all came in here because you have some type of tikva in your mind. Whether you're in your mind saying, man, I probably can't be saved. You show up. I know you show up for a reason. You can tell yourself, because if you really was, quote unquote, that bad or that big and bad, they say, that's how I got called. That's how he called me out. I fell into that, well, man, it's screws, I can't be saved, especially at this, in a way. And eventually, he had enough of the baby stuff, enough of the crybaby stuff. Well, Jay, if that's the end of the day, what do you show up for? Why? Like, you say that, but you show up because you want something, you're waiting for something to spark for you. And that's why I learned, how about I feed that little bit of flame and let that turn into a full-out fire? You know what I'm saying? I want that thing to be a forest fire. I want that thing to roll. Like, you know what? It started as a spark, but man, I want this thing to burn down a forest. And that's what y'all got to. That's what y'all got to do. But not for everybody. Some people have got a great testimony where they got it, and that's good for people who need to see that, because they know it can be done. But everyone's situation is a little bit different. Where you going, Humpback? We're having a mega conference, man. I can't lose no members. That's sick, man. But yeah, that's why I said all you who should do was basically at the end of the day just quote Yeshayahu. So please don't take that. I just wanted to kind of maybe open your minds to see from a different perspective that it ain't just, well, if you believe me as the scripture said. He's basically saying, if you believe on me, this is the reward of that. Because the scripture has said these things. It's just the way they commentize, or I say commentize. I actually used to be actually good in literature and things like that. That was my strong strategy, but I've lost all that. But the commas, believe it or not, there's reasons they have commas and punctuation. And a lot of us just either don't remember being taught that, maybe wasn't good at it, didn't, when I came up, they said boys were good in math, and I'm not even going to go that far with it, because I wasn't good at math. I was good in literature and English and stuff, what they call language and stuff like that, language arts, but for whatever reason. But nonetheless, that can make a difference when you read it sometimes. It's maybe how you're thinking. What did I say? Yeshayahu 5, 58, and 8. Yirmiyahu 2 and 16. I'm going to we got a little bit of time. Does it seem like I've been up here a long time to you guys? Be honest with me. Does it still seem short? I'm gauging you guys. Quiet in here, man. Come on, man. Help me out. It's not quite the same when you're your uncle's out of the country. That you can act a little different. I still feel like I'm, Smitty's in here. That's big aunt, big auntie. So it's kind of like I still feel I'm, I ain't loose yet, man. Like, man, listen, we can get, we can go. You know what I'm saying? We'll go to that. We'll do whatever. That power get in your mind, man. Listen, I'm sorry. Ooh, come on, stay in control. Feed that appetite. Let's go. I'm sorry. This is Yirmiyahu. Make it 13. I think it's 13 what I want. And this is where we fail, because the offer was there for us, and this is typically what we tend to do. I think it's 13. There we go. Look at the Rosha he said his people committed. Go ahead, Chris.
For my arm have committed to Rosha.
Yep.
They have forsaken me, the fountain of the Kai Ma'im, to hew for themselves cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no Ma'im.
And if you look at it, like I said, what Yahusha said, this isn't nothing new. He said when he made that statement in Yucatan 7:37, his Nabah have been saying this. And that's where we fail at, because here is a man saying, you got me, I got the fountain of living water. I can give you, whatever you need, I've got it for you. But we reject his water. And we rather get the Fogos and the Benihanas, and that's a correlation to your belly. We rather get the stuff that really, at the end of the day, we're going to want more again. We're going to go after a lot of different things. Again, no sin for wanting things, prioritize your stuff. But we put too much tikva, what they call hope, and expectancy in these things, that it will kill us and burn us if things don't work out that way. Or even if we get it, guess what? I want the next thing. And we just haven't really committed ourselves wholly, WHOLLY, completely to this. We just haven't done it. We really have not done that. That's as a whole, not individually. There's some people who say, I know I have, and that's fine. But as a group, we have not just committed all out to that yet. And in his eyes, he looks at you basically rejecting that, because I've got everything you guys want. Healing is no problem for the man. Bringing people back to life is no problem for the man. I mean, giving you money, everything you want is really nothing to him. But we assume it is. I don't get it. But it's just kind of, you got to think from his perspective as like a parent, like, man, some of the stuff you guys are concerned about, I don't get it. When we did that track Victory, that really meant, believe it or not, I know we have fun with that. That meant something to me when I talked to the writers. I say, can y'all write about this? Some writers I say are testimonial writers. They're which is nothing wrong. They're able to do a good job of explaining what Yahuwah has done for them. And you can hear it. You can say, this is giving them the Tahallah, like it makes sense. Some writers can say, well, I can rewrite some of what's in the book in a sense, right? And that's why it meant something to me, because I really didn't just put that, like, have us do that for no reason. It really meant something to me to understand, like, this man really overcame death, because that's something I think we all fear the most. We all really look at Moot, and like I told y'all before, Yeshayahu gave us confirmation, the 57th chapter, he said, people don't lay to heart a Sadiq man will Moot. He said, a Sadiq man, we all make assume, and that makes sense because Adam committed kata and it brought death. So that's understandable. But he looked at, even a Sadiq man was going to move. Once Adam did that, that's what's on the table for everybody. Is move. What comes after that that's where we're looking for importance of do I get up to newness of Kai, or is this going to be everlasting, burning Sheol, condemnation? And that's why I use Ra as an example, because that's someone we know who has a lifestyle, where you can look and say, man, what a lifestyle you look and say, man, a pinnacle, and I don't want to use the word pinnacle, or put them on a pedestal. I don't want y'all to take it that way. But something we can see naturally say, like, I think all of us drew is that there is a possibility to live a clean lifestyle and to have a good testimony to say, I never shame the synagogue or my family. A lot of us don't have that testimony, right? But to see someone, you can say, man, that's something that can be accomplished, and I want to do that, right? So think of this. If he was to move, most people, especially, are going to look and say something had been hit. See, he has something going on. Why would he move? Why would you take him? We're not going to think the Sadiq way of perhaps whatever the case may be that for the Rosh days to come. Even in here, I would be honest with you, if I want to keep it real, even in here is going to be that, well, here's something going on. Let alone if he gets set up. Because if you look at Yahusha being as great as he was, like we said, the report was his followers came and got his body to discredit him getting up from the move. Is to discredit everything good he stood for. Think about here with all the stuff that I don't talk about a lot of people that I don't know in a sense, or go by into like when you hear a lot about celebrities and things like that, because I consider, man, I would hate to die and be popular, and then you hear, you wouldn't hear it, but you think about all the stuff that comes out. We hear, so-and-so was gay. Yeah, he had about 3 or 4 different, and you think about, like, we don't know where it started from, who said it, but at the end of the day, this goes out, and it may not be true at all. It's just from what we heard from the 15th, 16th, 1700 person, like, to actually close to, we don't, you'd be like, man, somebody like, man, I don't know where y'all got that from. Where y'all hear that from? And I ain't saying there ain't truth to a lot of stuff, but could you imagine Ra'ah being set up to a point where they Photoshop some stuff? Like he'll joke around, he said, they'll have a dead body for me or some kid laying around. Think about that. One, you already moot and you already starting to consider, but he has something going on. Now you just got set up with photos, anything to discredit this man, because guess what? If you discredit your leader, you break down everything. Now all of a sudden, see, he ain't right, so, nobody's right. You get what I'm saying? Let alone now you've got fake, falsified evidence that does what? Now you definitely gonna be like, man, come on, they look real to me. You get what I'm saying? The reason I bring that because we can kind of maybe relate to that, but this is what Yahusha, in a sense, we look at. To this day, people don't credit him for what he did. To this day, no doubt, people say he never existed. Scientists say there's no evidence of this. Just whatever natural they have for or against what he did, there's there, and people buy into it. We're maybe the few that say, okay, we believe this. But why I say that is because I look at my confidence is now transitioning to becoming in that no matter what is said about you when you die, no matter what your situation, I'm saying no matter what your situation is, but no matter when you're moot, no matter what they say about you, what they think about you, whatever the case may be, this man has the power to get us up. And in judgment is when we're all going to find out who really was gay and who wasn't, who really was a pedophile, who really was what. This is when justification takes place. Even for Yahusha, as much as he's been justified by those of us who believe, the unbelievers, this is when you find out, oh boy, man, I got that one wrong. I hate to be wrong at this point in time in life. You know what I'm saying? Because that's for all, who doesn't want that revenge? Why do you think the man says revenge is mine? Who want to think about it? Just hypothetically, if I'm Yahusha, hypothetically, and I've been pierced, lied on, all this, and I know I'm coming back for revenge, that's me. I want this. That ain't your place. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Listen, in my movies, they say, listen, he's alive till I get him. Don't kill that man. You catch him, bring him to me, because I want to be the one. You ever wonder why I say vengeance is mine? Because he looked at the end of the day, we look and say, man, they saying this about me. In the day they're talking about me. That's why I said they reject you, they reject me. He told Samuel, I said, they didn't reject you, they rejected me. Samuel was hurt when they didn't want him to rule over him. He was hurt. He said, don't worry about it, they ain't reject, it's me. So he looked at, I don't need you to get in your feelings of, man, I'm going to get him back. I'm going to buy something wicked against these folks. No. I don't need you to do it. I'm going to take care of this. When he comes back, he's going to take care of it. It's his fight. As they say, let him do his job. Let him say, listen, for those who didn't believe and lied on me, for those who said that maybe looking at this and that, or I had a wife on the side, or Yahusha actually was fornicating, or whatever the case may be, let me deal with this. I'm going to deal with it very well. I want to deal with this now. Just as much as if I want to forgive, I'm going to do that. Let me handle that, in a sense. But we don't give him that reins, and we don't really necessarily have that trust in moot or kai after moot. And that's why I guess I'll say I'm starting to transition where it means something to me. I really think about it more often of, man, as much as I'm scared of moot, it don't stop there for us. And really getting yourself to believe that, I think a lot of stuff that we perplex our minds with, I purposely use that word perplex because it came to me and it's a big word. But as much as we get our minds wrapped around this stuff, is because I think we don't really hold to, we believe we can take it with us. I believe a lot of us probably think that in a sense. We say we don't, but we sure act like it in a sense. When I say we, ain't just the way, I'm talking about just people, life in general, so-called believers. But that's what we do, we reject them. Just like we reject them a lot. He said, the man brought him out of Mitzrayim. What's that, Romans, or Jeremiah 7:20? Give me Jeremiah 7:20. What time we got? 7:18. What time I start? Right at 6:32? People always say, man, don't worry about your time. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I really apologize. I guess I just want to make sure I don't overtalk you guys and to a point where you don't get the effect of the message. I really want it to be full of effect. Come on, man. Full of effect. Jeremiah 7:20. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus says Yahuwah, my Adon, behold, my anger and my wrath shall be poured out on this Malchum, and Ish, and on beast, and on the ox of the field, and on the pari of the Adumah, and it shall burn and not be quenched.
Yep.
Thus says Yahuwah of Sabaoth, the all of Yasharal, add your burnt offerings to your zabak, and eat flesh.
Yep.
For I did not speak to your abode, nor command them in the Yum that I brought them out of the Arats of Mizraim, concerning the matters of burnt offerings and Zabah. I
kind of touched on that for you guys last time I got a chance to preach a little bit, because on the Muad, they would offer sacrifices every day on that Muad. Even we looked at why we keep kafar. And I guess why I kind of bring this up is because you're talking about a deliverance out of bondage when our forefathers came out of Mitzrayim, right? Red Sea split. You see your captives go down, drowned out. It says you ain't going to see them no more. And it don't take long, literally, to say I'd rather been back in that state because things ain't working the way I want to work out. The first thing I was like, man, we were better off in Mitzrayim. You have literally a Malak or a Yahuwah, a Elohim, who says, man, I'm going to get a name. But I'm not going to go into that too much. But literally says, I'm going to get a name, and my name, you know, my reputation is going to supersede all of that. But guess what? I chose you guys, and I'm going to be with you guys. So really, think about it. What was our natural need to have a natural Malak? Think about honestly, what do we need? What made us say, now we need a king? What they call a king. Why we need a Malak? We need an emperor. Exactly. He already knew. He said, when you see other nations, I know how you're going to act. But he told Shemuel, he said, man, like, I would have been there for you. All I need to ask you to want. That's all I need you to do is to want. Do you want? That's why I can't say, what's your desire? Is it Yahuwah's empire? Yeah. You know, is it? You know, because the thing is, a lot of stuff he didn't have to go through. This never had to take place. If we just had a mind to say, man, I'm going to believe what you say, there was no need for a burnt offering to sacrifice, other than maybe the fact of just a goodwill offering, you know, like, but not for sin. It's like, hey, if I just want to give something I got to, you know what I'm saying? But he even looked at, again, think about it from Yahuwah's perspective. He said in Tahalim, might have been the 55th chapter, maybe the 50th chapter, one of those two. He said, the Arats, the fullness of Aaron, is all mine. And Yeshayahu, the 66th chapter, he said, the Arats is my footstool. He said, what house you really going to build me? The stuff we do, he can look and say, that's a kind gesture. I appreciate it. It's kind. But, I mean, come on, what? I put my foot on the earth, and you're talking about building me a house? Let me get this right. I created the animals. I had you name them, and you're telling me you're going to go offer burnt, like that's going to, like, oh, man, you got me there. Like, you know what? I sure like Kennedy because he killed a goat for me. You think that really pleases him? They looked at like, when I brought you out, this wasn't even on the table, really. That's why you should say more than, I love it, when he said, this he did for the hardness of your life. See, that's why I love when people are so sticklers to the law and they really don't understand the law. Because they really understand, I could take their law and make them, man, blow their mind with it, where they'd be stuck. But I'm not that guy where we even got to go down that road. If people want to learn, I'm there for it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, these people don't know what they're teaching when it comes to this law. When it comes to people really have no idea really what they're teaching, how it operates. That's why the man said he really did for the hardness of your life. He said a lot of these laws he got, man, believe it or not, was strictly because this is how you operate. He said himself, even Malak, when you see another nation, you're going to want one. Just do this. When you get one, you do what you want. Keep a copy of the Torah. And you can't even do that. And if you do got it, you ain't going to obey it. But that's why he said at the end of the day, I really didn't do nothing to this. I just was never was on the table. And I guess the same thing, the stuff you guys or us that we may want is natural. We looked at really is not on the table. Like, what are we talking about? He's like, I got water for you. Like, you're thirsty. It don't cost nothing. It don't cost you no $59.99. He said, all I need you to do is just believe on me. Because at the end of the day, people come back from the dead, as they say. I believe it's happened where doctors say they've been flatlined, they come back. But they don't make nobody believe. That's why he said you have what? Mashah and the Torah. He said, because that's what he does say. They testify of me. These scriptures, you have to believe. That's why I say I ain't doing away with you can't believe Moses' script. That's what I'm saying. He said, you have to believe this now. But in order to get that, he's asking, do you believe this? We read Romans 15:4, but do we really believe what comes before Romans 15:4 that we're supposed to give us that comfort? I'm not sure, I mean, that's just something for you to decide, I guess, on that end. Give me Galatians 5. I'm getting ready to wrap y'all up then. Galatians 5. See, that's verse, start at verse 16. Go start at verse. Well, we start there. I think this is what I want. Galatians 5:16. Go ahead, Chris.
Behold, I say, halak in the ruach, and you shall not accomplish the lust of the basar.
Paraphrase: desire the ruach, and them desires will outweigh the desire of the lust of the desires of the flesh. End of the day, because we're gonna have things we desire, right? You're gonna desire things that we're not supposed to do, but walking the ruach is a greater thing than walking the basar, right? Unless you let that desire walk in basar greater than that. So if your desire really is greater than that of the flesh, you have them desires, but just like anything else, we have a lot of things we want to do, right? But we prioritize what we'd rather do. I would like to go to St. Martin again, right? But truth be told, as much as I want to do that, naturally right now, I want to be able to pay my mortgage next month. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me say that. That's actually not true. I'd rather go to St. Martin. Point I'm getting at is we have a lot of natural wants, but we do prioritize what wants supersede them wants. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I couldn't think of a better example than that. Because right now, St. Martin is at the top of my list. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, it's possible other desires, but where you prioritize them desires. Go ahead.
For the lust of the basar is opposite to the ruach, and the ruach is opposite to the basar.
Yep.
And the two of them are in opposition to one another.
Yep.
So that you do not do what you desire.
There you go. Go ahead.
But if the ruach is your leader, then you are not under the Torah. Now they are known as the works of the basar, in which they are.
Now look what he said. Here's what he says. These are works of the flesh. Go ahead. The basar.
Immorality, impurity, sensuality.
I just gave my wife a sensual massage. I might commit a sin. Go ahead.
Idolatry, sorcery, enmity, strife, jealousy, wrath, disputes, dissensions, factions.
For the debaters, this is all I want you to look at. I never understood what it meant. I'm a debate. This man said that's what a debate is, a dispute sometimes. I don't know. How do you find yourself telling somebody you're going to debate this and that, and you're in error? See, there's a difference from sitting down. That's why I always say it's a difference of, man, we are trying to get this thing right. Maybe I have something to offer that can help. Maybe whatever the case may be. But this isn't about who's right and wrong. It's about let's get the people right. Everyone wants to debate. And yeah, he said disputes. He said this is all flesh. Go ahead. Enmity, strife. What do you think is going to happen when I start arguing about religion back and forth with somebody? Half these folks right now, they're yeah, it ain't nothing but love. Stop it. Quit lying. Go ahead.
Rosha, murder, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I said what I have already said, that you do such things shall not inherit the Malkut.
He said these things you won't even get the Malkut Elohim. Go ahead.
But the pari of the Ruach is Ahab, Shusha, Shalom, patience, and kindness, goodness, Amunah.
Yep.
Gentleness, self-control. Against such things that there is no Torah.
Go ahead.
Now those who belong to the Mashiach, Yahushua, have crucified the basar with its passions and its desires.
So you want to know where you're at. There's two lists he gave you. And the funny thing is, I didn't know this writer actually used their words on this, but he said it with his passions and his desires. Which is funny because we're talking about desires. But he gave you two situations: desires of the basar, the works of basar, and he said of the ruach. Ask yourself, where am I at with it? This is really the test. I mean, can't get a little more plain than that. Where are you at with that? And he said, where are you at? He said, because those who belong to Mashiach, he let you know these desires have been, in a sense, he said crucified. He said you crucified the flesh with his passions. Like, in other words, when he said he was crucified, he was nailed up to the tube. They know it was stuck there in a sense. So he looked at if you crucified the basar, that's held in place, which means your ruach now is free to what? Take control in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if this hasn't been crucified or pinned down, now the flesh has room to move. All right, well, kind of deep. No, it was kind of deep, man. I was like, man, I really just can't, like, man. But being funny, but I'm saying at the end of the day, that's why he said he related to his passions and desires. But you really want to know where you're at on stuff. He just let you know, at the end of the day, what behaviors do you exemplify?
Right.
And here's the thing: is it really something that you want to do? Like, there's ways of keeping the Torah, but it's not really in your life to do it. That's why he always said, man, is it just such a lie? Who are really just asking all of us as believers, really, at the end of the day, I really just want a true, genuine, honest relationship that you really, I just want something that's real. Just want something that's real. And a lot of times it's feigned. That's why we even show out there, I don't know if it's Comfort Show wrote about unfeigned ahab for thy key. Or having, you know, a genuine ahab. Like, I mean, I have a gem because if it's fake, it's just only going to last for so long. And it's not real. And that's what I'm saying, is your servitude, you can fake the desire. I can preach all day about a desire, and you can fake it. Man, I'm ready to come to service. Is it really in you to want to be here? It ain't about just want to be here. Is it really in you to want to see this man at the end of the day when he gets back? Is this something you really want to see? You know, like I said before, if he comes back, we all want to know if he said, I'll tell you where you're going, because that will relieve, like, if you know you're going, that's going to take a lot of pressure off. Say, like I tell you, man, some of the stuff don't matter. But if you think about it, if you are living the way you're supposed to be living, if he chose you, then you should already have an answer of, I know where I'm going. Which means, guess what? That pressure should be off. So, you know what? This bill just ain't so much, you know, now I'm not so after I have to get this, you know, like, oh man, I'm so pressed for this and that. Because I'm almost like, man, really, in the end of the day, I'm going to get it after this. The worst thing that can happen to me is moot. And guess what? He already got the victory over that. You know what I'm saying? He already overcame it. So if this is what I'm following, if I have that same ruach, the worst anyone can do to me, you know, is kill the body. And you said Yahuwah can destroy the nefesh. If I'm chosen in him, my nefesh part ain't getting destroyed, which means I'm getting right back up. The only thing the man had confidence that I could lay down my life, he said, no one's going to take it from me because I lay it down and I take it back up when I want to. That's the confidence we have to have. But again, did you really crucify the flesh, the passions and its desires? Go ahead, Chris.
If we kai in the ruach, let us also halak in the ruach. Let us not become conceited after vain kabul, provoking one another, envying one another.
Go ahead. That's it. Yes. I mean, provoking. What do you think a debate's going to do? You're gonna provoke one another. And again, this ain't trying to start a fight. I just want people that do watch and that want that fight, just consider, like, really, what are you really trying to do? What is your real outcome? Be honest with yourself. Like, is it just because I want to be right about, prove somebody wrong, be right about something? And that's a lot of times it comes down to their own pride. And I used to be like that. I say that I just believe, you know, if you had knowledge, it does puff. You're like, man, I want to tell, like, I'd be on a job, trust me. And I just wait for someone to say that. But this back when we were Christians, listen, I knew what real Christianity was for what we knew, because this was my first real Christian experience when I came here, in a sense, like, from what I know. Listen, man, please tell me, like, why you don't celebrate Christmas? Because I was ready to let it, like, listen, look at this book, you know, let's go through it. And it was with the wrong lie. You know, I wouldn't say it was the wrong, but you wanted to look smart. You wanted to look knowledgeable. And I was excited about the mind. When you learn, you get excited about, like, man, I know this because you're excited. But at the end of the day, people are what matter the most, I guess, at the end of the day, and getting us, making it in. But I know this is really simple for a lot of us in here. But the reason I'm trying to teach in a simple fashion, I guess, is because a lot of us, we've gotten so much information and knowledge, and a lot of us just been flat, lazy, or just like playing with Michael Jordan. You're just so used to winning. You're so used to him giving you 30 a game. You're so used to it until that's gone, and then you be like, man, we ain't winning. Chicago ain't winning championship since. I don't think they've been back to a finals, have they?
No.
Think about it. We're so used to we just win every year. We ain't get back since he's been gone. Now all of a sudden, everyone talks about how great Jordan is, and you looked at why it was here. Did you really enjoy or take advantage of that? Because you probably could have won possibly more. Maybe, I don't know. You know, just as a natural example. But the same thing here. We've gotten so much information. I think we just take it that I'm going to get it, or we come so bogged down. When we get here, we're bogged down to, like, I just go back and watch YouTube. Or I'll go back, you know, but I'm just here. That's what it counts, you know. And like I said, if we really quiz our information guy, a lot of us would fail. It ain't about when the date he said this and the date he said that, but just the overall learning of information. There's things we should know. There's things, you know, that we should be able to say, you know what, this has been built on, you know. So I guess taking a simple approach for me when I get up to kind of make sure that, you know, I'm building on that foundation that's already there, and kind of keep it simple, because we have a great Sharath, we have a great Ra out of where things get expounded upon, but, you know, can you guys eat up the small things first? Can y'all really just get some small stuff, remember what you've been taught, and live that, obey that? For the Mu'ah, we shouldn't come back the next Mu'ah saying, why do we keep kafar? Why do we keep, this has been taught now multiple times. And last service, I got a chance, it's been really broken down to a very simple form. So we shouldn't have to come back to that again, correct? There's a lot of things I would love to preach that's on preacher's messages that say, man, preacher gives me a lot of messages, but I always joke when I say, oh yeah, I got one today. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to mix that thing around, 3 different ways. No, not 3 different ways. 6 different ways of Sunday, is what they say? Or is it 7 different ways of Sunday? 8 ways of Sunday? Either way, you can't fool me again. But my point is, because you know what? I look at what he's teaching. I've learned that so I can build on that. And I get excited, like, you know what? I get a chance, I can teach. I'm going, I got this in my arsenal to say, this can go here. But I learned, man, last time when they were gone, I remember preaching, I was like, y'all remember that? And I got some of the looks like, I don't remember none of that. I'm like, man, we just learned this a month ago. Like I thought I'm doing like, hey, we built on this thing, man. We had to step up, And it's like, man, no, we're not, But the thing is, that's all I wanted to do, to really build. Really learn. I want us to really learn and build on that. At this point, I'm about to just start rambling and find something else to preach about. Man, it ain't even been an hour yet, man. I feel like I've been up for a while. I feel like I just got to say something else. Oh, man. Does it seem long to you guys? Does everything make sense to you guys? Any questions? Is there anything that don't make sense to you guys? I'm trying to be more hands-on to you guys. Women don't ask nothing. I key have questions or anything you're like, man, I wanted to know, or that, something that's on your mind that you guys want to know about. Because I really want to help and keep preaching. Oh, who will give me something to keep going with? Did everything make sense to you guys tonight, though? Real quick, let me just wrap up. You can have 7:37, and we just finish out there. But we was, oh man. But you can't lie about your desires. That has to change. That's not something you just pop up. Oh, you know what? I didn't like Asian food, what they call Asian food. And I actually had to change my selfish ways, as preacher said, of always wanting, we always go where you want to go. Man, I suck up me some of the stuff. I know preacher likes where we go. There's no way. There's a man who says, I eat what I want to eat. I'm going to pay for what I want to eat. There's no way you can convince me that when we went eating them burgers that you was not, I ate what you want to eat. And you like that burger. I didn't think you didn't. So, he said, I said, all right, I'll go to Asian, man. And I tried the rice. I said, oh, this ain't too bad. And eventually, that Benihana is now one of my favorite places to go. But I opened myself up. But that isn't something I desire. But I had to open myself up. And I realized now I desire. There's a real desire for that. So that's why I say you guys aren't going to just pop up and say, yeah, I really desire to want to be saved. That's my real desire. But ask yourself, really, what's your desire? And be real. You have to say, you know what? That really ain't my number one. It's like he said, he invites me to a muad. And guess what? I'm willing to come when I'm done doing this. I want you. When I die, that's when I want you, Yahuwah. That's why I need you. But right now, that's just not where I'm at right now. It's 3rd or 4th. But go ahead.
And it came to pass on the last Yom, the great Yom of the Muhad, Yahushua and called her out, saying, if anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink.
Keep going.
One who amons in me, as the Ketubim said, from his belly shall flow Naharim of Kaib Ma'im. He said this about the Ruach, that those who amon in him would receive, because the Ruach was not given before Yahushua was Kabul.
Does that verse make a little more sense to you guys now? Did it help at all? Or is it kind of like, what I'm saying? Okay, at the end of the day, we're talking about water and food, but he was talking about the Ruach. And at the end of the day, Ruach is just that, it's Ruach. And there's nothing you're going to get carnally. The Ruach and carnal, they're not going to go together. So certain things we can associate salvation with and favor with isn't necessarily what he's looking at. He's not measuring that same way. In the end of the day, you can be saved and broke. You can be saved and sick. You can die sick of cancer and still be saved. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen to you naturally, but you still can have that ruach where that that appetite never runs out. What I'm saying? That's once you get that, you filled. You're filled. There's no more, man, I want to get that ruach again. You got it, and that lasts. But man, as much as I just want to make something up, I'm gonna let you guys go, man. Most High willing. We don't know what's going to happen, Maybe Friday night. I don't know. I don't want no one to stay sick. By no means. So don't take it like that. Don't take it like that. But I want everyone to take their time to get better. Everybody, get yourself right. You see this crowd in here? Get yourself together. Smitty, I'm so sorry for the, I hope that, I probably really messed you up. Not Smitty, well, Smitty, yeah, Smitty, because that's not a real name. So really, it's not on the paper. So. But yeah, I want to see everyone back healthy, sturdy and healthy. Get yourself, man, just take some time. Take some time to get better. Hop shalom, y'all. I can stay and talk anyway. Yes, sir. I forgot I got to keep talking after service. Like, there's more to it. Like, you get the after message, like, I talked about that, now I'm going to talk about this a little bit. Like, is it the benediction? Is that what they call this? Is that what the benediction? Like, I get to talk afterwards. So, I mean, listen. Y'all see what they did in Iran? Yes. You got to admit, listen. Listen, man. Israel just signed a deal. Russia signed a deal. I'm going to say this, preacher, I have you. I really feel like preachers like say Belarus. I think he just likes that word. Because he said this so many times. I'm like, I never heard Belarus. I really feel he likes that word, like, you know, Belarus. They go to Belarus. If Belarus is something else, I'm like, man, he just likes that word. Because there's no way Belarus signs that many deals. I'm like, preacher, what deal do they sign now? Like, what? I mean, who's writing like deal? I got a deal for you. Like, what are these deals? What are the two countries say? Listen, wheat bread for white bread right now. Deal. Sign it. They just sign. Like, what are these deals? I mean, Belarus can't sign as many deals. What are they signing deals for? But I mean, which we have to know this stuff though. We do. But I don't know what to say because you know, preacher got so much news stuff. I got what I can say. Y'all get their money. Get their money. Did you guys enjoy the Mu'ah? The Mu'ah don't have to end today, folks. It just keeps going. I'm in my tabernacle. I mean, you know, I'm just looking for a permanent place now. I mean, I talked to my daughters about that. I said, listen, I brought them in the booth. I said, listen, your great grandfather. I said, you know, they dwelt in booths when they came out of Mitzrayim. I said, Yahuwah split the ocean. He split the ocean. They walked through. I said, they had to dwell in booths until he brought them into a land that was more what they considered permanent. I said, this is why we do that. And they were just, okay, cool. And so the oldest one, who I believe to be the smartest one, but maybe not, I don't know, says, you know, well, Daddy, can you text? I'm on the phone. He said, can you text my great-great-grand? I was like, yeah. I was like, the one in booths. I'm like, they're dead. They're dead. I was like, yeah, this is a long time ago. She's like, oh, well, I mean, well, who you texting now? I'm like, not them. Like, you know, they're not getting texts now. I said, but, and that just perplexed her mind. Like, she has a lot of questions about Yahuwah. I was like, man, like, you know, calm down. You know, you about to be preaching out here. I appreciate all y'all pull off for Shawnee. I didn't, believe it or not, I didn't waste, I won't say waste. I didn't pull off for her because I knew you guys would, you know, in a sense. But I looked at, that was my baby girls, and I look at, you know, you have that's again, like I look at, it's something of the flesh. You know, something I hide, and I hide the girls and my wife. But I looked at, you know, it's just one situation I looked at, see, you know, there's nothing to pull off for, not to say that I don't have a desire to be good, but I just kind of looked at, I want you to know that, man, you know, again, you bring people back from the moot, you know, you do as you please. I kept testing with us like, I got a job to do. I said, you know where I'm at? My daughter's at the hospital. I said, I ain't there because I got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? So she's not at the hospital now, but last night she was. I wasn't there, but because I had a job to do. You know what my job was? Preparing my life and mind for today. Who knew? No, I'm joking. But no, I appreciate who did pull off because it means everything to me, the Mishpachah we here. But I just didn't waste my time with it. Because I looked at, you know, that's something that I would look and say, is this pull off because this is what I want from the flesh standpoint of things? Look and say, you know, just as he sees fit. You know, there's people in worse situations where they have lost their daughters or children or just situations that, you know, there's some people who may have, you know, cancer, you know, like this situation like, man, you talking about dehydration. I'm looking at, man, I don't know how long I got left to live, you know, and I just look at that mindset. They have to deal with that. That's a whole nother animal, as they say. But I looked at, as my middle child, I try to give her the most of high because they say middle children they're always the most, they have the biggest fight. So I try to always, Shawnee, I have you so much. I try to make sure, like I have you more than the other children, so you'll never, have to worry about the middle child. But no, I didn't just pull off for her. I just looked at, who I pull off for other people that are going through situations. I just looked at, I got Mishpachah, and if it's his will, it's his will, That's where I don't want to interfere in my wants. I looked at just wanted him to do what his will is going to be, and no, I'm good with that. I remember Valerie had a situation with her where she was like, I'm good either way it goes. Well, Ian, that's a very, very strong mindset to be able to say, I'm willing to go every way it goes. But we have to get like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, as they say, to where just because you don't answer my pulau, or just because you don't give me what I want right now, doesn't mean you couldn't do it. And that's why I said, man, I really get in grips with life after Moot, and really get my mind set, like really have my mind transition to, do I really believe that he got up? You know what I'm saying? It's easy kind of somebody just say, but if he really did that, and I'm really chosen him, man, we got that same fate that awaits us. And that's where we be justified at. Right here, man, it's on the rocks, this ain't nothing. We're just strangers passing through, as they say. Just strange, them people had a mind to say, I don't even need my dead brought back to life. Because they looked at, it's gonna happen. Like you can bring him back, but what do you bring? Think about it. Hypothetically, if I had the power to lay hands and bring back to life, hypothetically, and Shawnee had passed away, and I lay hands on her and she comes back to life, what did I just bring her back to? I mean, of course, but you're right back in your same, now you back on it, you're going to still die again. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be wrong, yeah, but I brought you back to a flesh, a rots that we're not going to be on. I mean, we know this rots will be destroyed and be a newer rots, he's going to burn this one up. But you understand, like, at the end of the day, this ain't where we stop the rest at. So I looked at, okay, so if someone brought her back to life, okay, so you're right back where we started now. So them people looked at, okay, bring them back to life, cool. So only thing is really, I get to spend time with you. I get to have that. But okay, but at the end of the day, you could die right again. Tomorrow you might be sick again tomorrow and die again. It's just one of those situations where if we're really looking for the outcome of this thing, a lot of things are going to start taking second place to what we really want, and they'll start to show. But I guess we can go ahead and get up. Are we doing a circle? A lot of times in the back counting money. Did we do the circle? Was getting pulau? Did we get pulau? All right. It is my show right now. You will run the show as he leads me. As he leads me. I do for those watching in. Ra'a, we miss you. Sheriff Boston, we miss you. All those who are sick, we miss you. Oh, whoa, Yoshi. Announcements, bring it to us.
Everybody sitting at Hardness. Today is Leon's birthday.
Oh! Happy birthday, Liana. Anything else? Missing anything? So what we're going to do is we're going to face that way, which is what we know to be the east. And we're going to pulau. And we're going to reminisce. And we're going to pull off everyone. We're just going to have a clean, pure life when we do this, folks. I'm just happy. You guys excited, man? I'm excited. We miss you guys. But yeah, we do miss you guys. Come home soon. Rest up. Get right. Everyone got a clear mind? Y'all done laughing? Carrie, hands up, man. What type of applause is it? Listen, man, I'm at this point, I got authority now to start getting on some folks now. I'm usually a nice guy. All right. I want to say, Hadu, Mr. Yahuwah Elohim, Elohim of Abraham, Elohim of Yasakat, Elohim of Yaakov. Hadu and Tudah for all that you've done for us here at the Way of Yah Synagogue, the Adah, the Hadu for all the times you've healed us, all the times you've barak us, all the times you've been patient with us, all the times you allowed us to make changes and transitions, allowed us the opportunity to repent. You've been so true to us, Yahuwah. To ask you for, there's nothing we really need to ask of you other than if you would, that you would just barak our lives and our minds, and that you would barak us with the Ruach HaKadosh, that we may be of the Kodashim and join us with the Mashiach. And we know we don't deserve it, and we know that without you we're nothing. But you've been so true to us over the many shanar, the many years, and you've just been, everything you've given unto us, we've taken for granted. We've let you down, we failed you. But for whatever reason, Yahuwah, you've been so true unto us to give us the Shurrakam of Dawood. And I applaud that we don't take that for granted any more than we already have. I applaud, Mr. Yahuwah, if you would, that You will bring us with a lively mind. They be prepared and set on the things of the Ruach. Things that we get of the Basar that we'll be thankful for them, but we'll keep them in a proper place and keep them in a proper perspective, Yahuwah. But that we'll really seek your Melkut. That our mind will be truly upon the Ruach. They'll truly be on being coming of the Kodashim and being joint heirs of the Mashiach and Kum from the Mu. And we do for all that you've done. For those that are sick and afflicted among us, Yahuwah, we know that you're able, and we applaud if it be your will that you would heal their bodies and that they'll recover and that they'll get back here to the Makdash as quick as you see fit, Yahuwah, that we may all be in one place together again and enjoy one another, that we continue to be taught of you, that we continue to be alignment of you, which is be taught of you, and that we'll continue to learn of you, that we won't stop growing in knowledge and of the kind of Yahushua Mashiach. For those watching on live streaming, if you would, if you touch your live, Yahuwah, if it be your will, that they would turn and repent before it's alarm too late. Those that look to do Rosha to us and lie and steal and look to do what they call evil, Rosha to us, we applaud Yahuwah that you need to be patient with them and forgive them, because most of them, Yahuwah, are just hurt people. Most of them are just hurt, angry, and just honestly don't even really know what they really are doing. I honestly can understand why Yahushua would have applaud for the people that did what they did, because for them not to know what they were doing, it just, they had that come upon them. And we're asking for the same thing for those that do that to us, Yahuwah, that if it be your will, that they'll turn and repent before it's alarm too late, all according to your will. We applaud for the younger Tuledah, that they'll take heed, that they don't have to make the same mistakes that we made, that they'll grow to be a strong and Kakma Tuledah, and that we applaud for your that you'll block your Shamayin, your Sabut, your Ra'ah, your Malaki, and your Kohan, and Sherath, and Shalakim, and every Makum. We applaud for Yehuda, Yasharal, and Jerusalem, and all the Goim that would turn and car upon your Shem. We applaud for those in leadership positions, that they'll execute your will. We applaud for those behind prison walls and in captivity, war-stricken countries, disease, pestilence, fires, floods, and mist of doubt, edge of despair. Those going through situations where they've been kidnapped, those situations with their health, whether it be physical or mental, that you would barak, heal, free, and liberate, all according to you as you see fit, Yahuwah. And most of all, we applaud that you will barak us with a bith in your Alam Malkut, that when we move, you'll kum us up to Alam Kai, that will have a crown of Kai and be with you for Alam Alam. Barak, keep us, let your pani or upon us, be Canaan to us, lift your countenance upon us, and give us shalom, Yahuwah. And we applaud in the Shem Yahushua Mashiach. Amen. Amen. Come home! Come home! Come home! Any children? Any children, make your way down to the altar. Children, come to the altar. Come on, Deuce. Come on, Deuce. You are the first one here. Come on, Deuce. There we go. Yes, sir. Come on, Deuce. I'm front. Deuce. This is the only kids we got in here?
Only kids.
I'm afraid of y'all. Deuce, get in front. Come on. Y'all ready to sing for Raya? Because Raya is out. Y'all ready to sing for him? Y'all know the lyrics? We got one more? Two more. Come on, children. Come on, children. Raya's watching. Raya's watching. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Let's go. Alicia, I need you ready to record. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I have the little children, all the children of the congregation, red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. I have the little children of the congregation. Woo! Come home! Come home! All right, everyone sit down.
Under the sound of his trumpet. Woe to y'all playing with them pyramids and mummies. Yahshua, y'all delivered from it, temple swept and done it. 7 stronger evil spirits take a hold and return it. Now your soul is prepared for burning. Cause was written for a 4th time, it's meant for our learning. If your soul ain't earnest and you're trusting the chariots and the horses of Egypt, drowned in the Red Sea while Moshe led us to freedom. Ma'olahim built the Shamayim. Yahuwah, a host defeated Pharaoh's army, conquered the Mizraim, stomped the smithereens. To this day the country unstable, so people still esteem Yahuwah reputation. The Babylonians, the Greeks ain't escaping. Along with the Philistine, they all requited nations. Iraq is crumbled, Greece finances a pummel. Palestine rumbling with some Germans for land, and neither one own it. Yahuwah Hitler's got America on it. For enslaving Yahudim, I know the signs and omens. I'm not going back to Egypt, cause that was you who freed us. We are not the return seeking, that's what our law teaches. That they evilly entreated us with bondage and beat us. Our chosen people, misery, we don't need it. I'm not going back to Egypt, cause that was you who freed us. We are not the return seeking, that's what our law teaches. That they evilly entreated us with bondage and beat us. Our chosen people, misery, we don't need them.
Bag of rich life, cut from a different cloth, nigga.
Let me talk to him. Yahuwah is my everything. I ain't got no plan B, intentionally severed it. No plan B. Obedient until the end, grow to full stature, completing all my measurements. Obedient. Call that development, building up my Amunah, real estate investments. Building up. We not like the gooey, we Yehudi, honest on the sheen, better than your best friends. You need to pay attention. I'm serious about this ministry. Quick to hear, choose my words skillfully. Rich life and mag on the track, showing niggas how to display ability. I got a reward, I do this willingly, and we not the same. You the fraud, believe in white imagery. I'm waiting on Yah, and I already know my time on the rocks. Limited, behaving judiciously.
Before we get to the sun, we gotta see the rain. Take a puff of the medicine just to ease the pain. While we waiting on Yah, they wait to see the flames. We are not the same, we not the same. We all made from the same flesh, we just cut different. Yehudi gang be heavy duty like truck engines. They lightweight, they might break. It's fluff in them, sweet like cake. They type fake, they love fiction. Hate the truth and love the lies. I'm Ivory, crossed over the other side. Sinner life ain't suit me, I had to cut the ties. Live a clean life, dog, I don't go duck and hide. So when my number call, I won't hang up the line. I'll pick up, here, well done. Now come abide and come inside in the mild coupe that he prepared for the Yahudim. If he limited seats there, we made Kohanim. He ain't giving his cheap gear. A crown from Elohim and white rose what we wear. I see clear since I left the Kashak behind. Now I'm looking up, waiting on the Shema to shine. Before we get to the sun, we gotta see the rain. Take a puff of the medicine just to ease the pain. While we waiting on Yah, they wait to see the flames. We are not the same, we not the same.
No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with Yahuwah, the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time. No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with Yahuwah, the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time. The day is my time. The weapons of our warfare not carnal but strong through Elohim. The pulling down strongholds like Shamshon with Philistines. Through Yahuwah I'm rich, but they wanna take my wealth. So as I did time before, I gotta go and shake myself. You think his strength came from his head, you only scratch the surface. You see it came through his obedience if you stop and focus. I didn't get this on my own, this ain't no boast to me. Get you with each one of your eyes and tell me what you see. Yeah, I may tote a pistol, but I got artillery. Armed with the same mind as other East of Elohim. We all got the same comfort, that comfort kiss the bigger whatsoever need. Cause I forward for my learning. Yes, I'm learning that the scripture ain't just made for me to quote them, but it gotta be inside like DNA, so I'm encoding. So when my youth come to finally stop and take my death, I can hear you who will say, well done, soldier, take your rest. No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with Yahuwah, the day is my time. The day is my time. Pray my soul go with him, the day is my time.
Today is my time.
No weapon formed against me, it prosper. And I ain't talking 9 milli over literal chopper. Nigga, just stop it. Yo, Hootie, the dream team. He want me kicked off the roster. That's Satan, the great dragon. I gotta go kill this monster. Cause me and him be battling. Try and get in my conscience and turn me away from y'all. To say his mission accomplished. Cause this time is running short here. And I know we getting more scared. So I fight his demons with obedience and more prayer. Still I keep the sword near. Right along with that armor. But I know my weapons are gonna be carnal to win this warfare. They mighty through Yahuwah, cause in the imp, I look to be with him. A troop way better than Hawaii and Aruba. Imagine you staring down the barrel, right up on your shooter. Delete you using a finger, like he typing on computers. Kill you in cold blood that you die. But in the future, the heritage of his people will rise up to see your shine.
No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with Yahuwah, the day is my time.
Today is my time. Pray my soul go with him. Today is my time. Today is my time.
No weapon formed against me should prosper because I got mine. Pray my soul go with Yahuwah, the day is my time.
Today is my time. Pray my soul go with him. Today is my time. Today is my time.
In every life, some storms gon' come.
Rain gon' fall.
And in every life, some rain gon' fall.
Storm gon' come.
Yeah, storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run.
Rain gon' fall.
But it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
Storm gon' come.
Yeah, storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run.
Rain gon' fall.
But it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro. Yeah, I don't need no umbrella. Don't wanna get soaked, but rain help the growth for this young fella. If I'm gonna race, I remove the weight so I can run better. Posted, I'm on the wall like a corner stove with them slum dwellers. Waiting all the way from the night down to the morning. Awaken from my mood that I might not be found snoring. Cats complain when it's downpouring and sound boring. But in Aleph Malakim, all Yahoo allowed for it. A covenant to our arm. He gave the first and the latter. To all of Yasha all, plus the dispersing is scattered. Yeah, the storm's gonna come, and some can turn to disaster or stand through it. See the sun come return thereafter.
Storm gon' come.
Yeah, storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run.
Rain gon' fall.
But it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
Storm gon' come.
Yeah, storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run.
Rain gon' fall.
But it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
If storm gon' come and rain gon' fall, make sure your heart is anchored. Unless you surely drift away, and then you'll be in danger. If you's a sheep, you better make your way back to the manger. Let that avenger find you unaware in his anger. That's danger to play around with the Mashiach. Can't turn away from your sins, despite the things that he dropped. Just to be strong enough to own his back, carry your sins. Then climb the top of a mountain just so you can make it in. Man, come on. How you gon' sit and make excuses? Ye never heard one from the man that healed you with his bruises. Chosen to take affliction when he can do all that he chooses. But in the end, his trust was you. To not use him is foolish.
Storm gon' come.
Yeah, storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run.
Rain gon' fall.
But it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
Storm gon' come.
Yeah, storm gon' come to show you just where you at, where you take it or where you run.
Rain gon' fall.
But it's needed though, essential for any seed to grow. Best believe it, bro.
Storm gon' come. Rain gon' fall.
We blasting off like Kim Jong-un. Call me Rocket Man, the dweller monk of Cobb. Lighting up with your Hootie clan. Get lit on the hill. Our aura ain't hard to see, so we ain't tipping bottles. We ain't blowing trees. They say they see you mighty strange. We see you changing the way you glow. I'm shining bright and cush like two no comrade. Dig on what I know. Savage like Randy, you know I'm the cream of the crop. We dancing in the cosmos when you look up Yahoo Demo top. We rep that second Shamayim. Armstrong was dreaming. You say he landed on the moon. You stupid niggas dreaming. You see that bright light? That's just me beaming. A shooting could cop that leave you send the niggas leaning. Lame preaching Sunny D. Unleash the power of the sun. Ain't nothing sweet about us. World get lit when Yahuwah come. A consuming fire. All the stubble weeds are done. Our aura shining everywhere. There ain't no place for you to run. Come up a little higher while there's some time to get it right. Step above the rest. Sitting high so they can see our light. I'm feeling virtuous. My light don't go out when it's night. Yahudim could cop. Who else gon' rise up while it's still yet night? He's coming with clouds for us all. It won't be long. Watch me levitate. We outta here. Yahudi cool cut. We're changing at the twinkle of our eye. It won't take long. We blasting off like some astronauts. Yahudi cool cut.
Thank you for tuning in to ZMR Radio. We have another hot Samara from none other than Big Cookie. Coming at you live from 1419 Old McDonough Highway.
Big Cookie. Let it go.